All right, yo, what up, though? Ayatollah Marv in the building. How you doing?
Good. How you?
Hey, I'm good, man. Getting to sitting here, man, right now with, well, I want to say right now, can I call y'all online royalty right now? Like y'all making waves, man.
You just call us to help.
The help. Okay, there we go. I've been checking your journey out, Melvin journey out, seeing how y'all been going through, trying to make change, hearing y'all stories of what y'all been through and what y'all overcome and how y'all trying to get back. I think it's an amazing journey, an amazing testament. And I think it's the best time now because we're in a place where information spreads so fast. So shout out to you guys, man, and what y'all doing right now.
Thank you.
Since this is our first time sitting down Mogul State of Mind, I want to go back to the beginning. You put the disclaimer out there, you're the oldest living Pyru.
Oldest living Pyru in the world.
In the world.
In the world.
Take us to the journey in the beginning, coming up Compton, California. Is that where you were born and raised?
Yeah.
What was it like coming up in Compton?
I grew up in Compton. Compton was, you ever heard of Andy Griffin and Mayberry?
No.
Andy Griffin and Mayberry is a little, a show that came on about white America.
Okay.
And when I grew up in Compton, it was the LA Dodgers lived in Richland Farms. George Bush's family stayed in Compton.
Okay.
All of the Compton, when I grew up, was called the city of no smog. And our 10 square miles from Long Beach in the south and the mountains in the north, the sea air and the mountain air came together and it purified the air. We had the cleanest air per capita in any state in the United States.
Oh, wow.
So I grew up with the spook hunters, some white individuals that after 7 o'clock, blacks couldn't go across Wilmington Avenue. You know, they would get rocks thrown at them, get shot with BB guns. And my generation grew up, we were with the, Clarence Darrow called it the rhetoric of no. Mm-hmm. So we didn't give a fuck about a cracker. So we put a whole different disclaimer on it. Like I said, I'm from Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay.
So we ran Freddy Krueger out of Compton, you know. So our whole mission at the time of growing up, my original neighborhood was Treetops because all our streets were named after trees. Maple Street, Cedar Street, now they're Cedar Blocks, Brazil Street, Poplar Street, all the streets are named after trees.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So our whole neighborhood went from the Canal to Central Avenue, from Rosecrans to Compton Boulevard. In the later dispensation, it was divided on Palmer Street and they became Palmer Block Crips. And we became, my brother then became Cedar Block Pyrus.
Got you.
Yeah.
Now, I saw on one interview, I want to say Cam, when you were saying like everything normally start off as cliques. So was gang culture kind of always part of LA before it became big?
We've always had gangs. Gangs started right after Cain killed Abel.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we started set tripping after that. You know, when Lot and Abraham separated, I was a gang truce. So we've always had gangs before Bloods and Crips. It was the Slausons, the businessmen, the gladiators. We've always had a gang element. I became a gang member in probably 1959. One of my relatives told me that, nah, y'all ain't no blackjacks, y'all treetops. And we ran with it, you know? So that was our section, and everybody has their own little cliques. But in the cliques, when I grew up, it was Front Hood, the Swamps, and Treetops, you know?
Gotcha.
So that was the element. We went to Vanguard Junior High School. They went to Enterprise, and you clashed, you know?
So it always been like a teenager, young person type of thing, the cliques.
Yeah. So, I mean, the origination of everything starts with the young. They said, young men for war, old men for battle, you know? So People like, man, you still gang banging at 72 years old? Well, how many generals you know that are 20?
That's real.
So, somebody has to construct the army. We're the only race of people that don't have a knit force to move on. Everybody is so stagnated. So now I see a value in young people. And in the value of young people, will they kill each other? Well, do you think blacks didn't kill blacks as many whites killed in the Crusades? The Crusades was a war for 200 years.
Yep.
Let's go to the Civil War. How many crackers got killed in the Civil War?
Yeah, a lot.
So they're professional killers. So we've been into it 50, 60 years. It's just target practice. When we understand who the real enemy is, it'll change a lot of this float.
That is real. So
We're doing things, we're coming into our own, but white America is so devious, and they make prey of us so easily. So they done took it into the homes, and they done recreated in rap, and they done got us against us. A guy was telling me the other day about rap music and changing the complexion of rap music. And he's telling me about the underground. Well, man, Marv, every rapper, he ain't preaching about death and killing. It's some uplifting. Where is it on the top 100?
yeah, rap is up there. It's running.
Gangster rap, fucking killing, throwing drugs. It's Common is gone.
Yeah, that's real.
Understand me? Nostradamus is gone. Now you got Young Thug, but they're initiated. Now, do you realize the only two rappers right now that's selling clean rap and that's in the top 100?
And who are those two?
That boy Josh Harlow,
Oh, Jake Harlow.
First Class.
Yep.
He ain't talking about killing nobody,
Yep.
huh? Post Malone. But they done took white folks and took our music and made it all right. And we still have to have music on a third grade level.
Yeah.
So when we got platforms like this, where you can independently get at people, and I don't see rehabilitation. I did 25 years in prison, and rehabilitation is taking you out of one situation and putting you in a better situation. But when they take you out of this situation and put you back in the same situation that was worse than where you left, that's called recidivism.
Absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? I didn't grow up, not that I had my own room in my house. My mother went to college. My father was a worker. And I just didn't like white folks. I've never burglarized no black people's houses. I've never stolen any black people's car. All of my crimes has been against white America. Every one.
So once they put down that curfew and you couldn't come over here, that told the title of your war against the other side.
No, how my war really started with white America, I was like 8 years old. And they call it Gonzales Park now, but it was Cressy Park back at the time. And Rosecrans was a dirt road. And I was coming across the street with my friends, and these white boys pulled up. Never forget the car. Didn't like Ford no more. A Ford Crown Victoria pulled up on us, and these four crackers, they had their T-shirts rolled up with some Camel cigarettes on the side.
Got you.
The butch haircuts.
Like Happy Days.
Yeah, they says, hey, man, they ask us about a store. So just like, they said, man, don't walk up on the car. I'm calling myself innocent. I go to show them where it was down the street, and these Peckerwoods threw rotten eggs and tomatoes on me.
Oh, man.
And laughed, broke my heart. I just cried. Why would anybody do me like this? And me and my little crew, my mother go to bed at 8:30. We'd be out the window at 9 o'clock. And so back in, I don't know how y'all do it in Detroit, the mailboxes are in the door, right?
Okay, yep, that's how ours was.
So we would go on the white, like Magnolia Street, right in the corner where all the white people live, right? And we go into their houses 10 o'clock at night, and we get the water hose and put their water hose in the mailbox and turn the water on. In the morning, their furniture is floating, bro. You know? So we had a dairy with So we would go to the dairy at night and get bags and put cow manure in it and wrap it up and go to hit your doorbell, ding dong. White people, they have a robe on and their house shoes, and we light it on fire. And they come out and they stomp it and shit me everywhere, right? then we had, you know what a pomegranate is?
Yep.
Take a pomegranate and split it down the middle. White man come to the door, fuck you. He chase you. Everybody hit him with a pomegranate. When we would go into school in the morning, you could see the little pink stuff on his neck.
Man, yeah. Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, so we was on a mission, you know. So that's how we start. That was my battle with white America. And like say me and about 8 of my friends, we was looking at the Untouchables, and they had these blackjacks. So we went and cut some water hoses and wrapped them up with black tape, and we was the blackjacks, right?
Okay.
So my cousin come one day like, man, what the hell y'all doing? Y'all ain't no blackjacks, y'all treetops, right? And I'm like, treetops? That sound good too. So that's how my venture started. And so we were all inclusive. When I was in Compton, the Compton show, we could only go to the show after 2 o'clock on Sundays. Mm. The white boys could go to the show on Fridays and Saturdays, matinees, right? We couldn't go. So in 1960, I believe, they had this thing called Beach Party. A big movie came called Beach Party. And you ever heard of the Mickey Mouse Club?
Yep.
Well, there was a white lady there we all loved named Annette Funicello. And she was in Beach Party. And we all wanted to go. We're like, man, we can't go until Sunday. We want to go to the matinee Saturday. So all of us in all the schools, Vanguard, Enterprise, about 20, 30, maybe 50 kids coming down Compton Boulevard. We get to the movie and they like, you know, y'all can't come till tomorrow. We all just rushed in the movie. Went to the back door, opened it up. White people was running. We sitting there. They cut the movie off.
Oh, man.
So they called the Compton police. So it was McDonald and Johnson came. And these were white men too. He's like, did y'all pay to get in? Yes, sir. We paid our 10 cents. He told the man, shit, turn the movie on. And after that, we was in the movie every Saturday.
Oh, man, that's a straight up civil rights movement right there.
That was a revolutionary movement.
Absolutely.
We did it with force. Ain't nothing you can do. If you think that you can take America with politics, you're crazy as hell. They didn't get America with politics.
Force.
Because every time you deal with a law, this white man got an amendment to that law that you didn't know nothing about.
Yeah, that's real.
So we have to learn, not just play the game, we have to know the rules to the game. And that's my journey, showing youngsters the rules to the game. Don't never do a crime you don't know how much time it's going to cost you. You know what I'm saying? So we start trying now, instead of, I redevelop minds. Because these dudes can't go to Beverly Hills. They can't go, they got to come back to Compton. And just because you come back to Compton don't mean that you have to go to the same park, get in the same situation, and go in the same way. If Marvin Kinsley can do it, anybody can. Anybody. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we're in a situation with our children. It's not what you say, it's what you do. I work every day. I do every day. I go through the park, slide through, but I'm Mr. Kinsley. I ain't your homeboy. I had to tell one of my sons one time, bro, I just met you. Man, you ain't cool. What are you talking about? You know what I used to do when I grew up. No, I had sex with your mama and you was a +1. I didn't know whether you were going to be a boy or a girl.
Right, yeah.
We ain't cool like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to separate. We got 30 years of our children not knowing anything how to be a man. They was raised by their moms. If my oldest sons had depended on me, they'd be sitting down to pee. I was in prison. Their mom go to the bathroom and sit down, huh?
Yeah.
So if they seen her, they be sitting, lucky they ain't. But it wasn't nothing I had to do with, right?
Right.
So then you come out and you 15, 16, 20, what I'm going to tell you what to do?
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, nigga, I don't know you, you know, unless you just got the heart to intervene. Because half of us was on crack. The other half was in prison. So you left these children abandoned. And they feel like, well, nigga, I don't need you. So that's how the gang felt like, man, long as I got the gang, and that's the blind leading the blind, because we never had a positive direction to send the gang in.